Hey happy campers, John the Casual RVer here. Hey, today I'm going to do a little something different than I normally do on my channel. I'm going to show you how I, John the Casual RVer, hooks up my my Toad to my 2020 Holiday Rambler Vacationer 35K gas rig. I have a 2021 Ford Ranger 4x4, and I'm using the Blue Ox tow bar and drop hitch and Blue Ox base plates. Now this video, I want to emphasize, it is not a instructional video or a how-to video. It is how John the Casual RVer sets up my rig. And I'm going to kind of throw in a couple of pro tips here and there as we do this. So there again, I'm going to go over what I have. I have the Blue Ox Antivia 10K steel tow bar. I got the Blue Ox 8-inch drop hitch because I want my tow bar and base plates to be as level as possible. Within 3 inches plus or minus it should be. I'm within about 1.5 inches, so that's good. So without any further delay, let's get to it. So as you can see here, I'm going to reposition the camera and show you how I hook things up. There again, it's not a how-to or instructional video. It's how I do it personally. So let's get at it. I'll reposition the camera here. Okay, so I have my my tow bar stowed in this position, either when I'm at a campground. Normally, if I have it in storage here, I'll remove it. But for right now, this is the way it is stowed. When I'm at a campground, I will keep it with, I have a Blue Ox cover to keep it pretty much out of the weather. I am using quiet hitch receiver stabilizers for both the drop and my tow bar receiver. It just keeps it from rattling and chucking. So let's get at it here. I'm going to first install my pins here. Now what I like to do, I like to keep all my pull pins, everything inboard. There again, there's no right or wrong way to do that, as long as that locking pin goes into the base plate detent there. That's just the way I am. So there again, okay, these are locked in. You want to give them a good pull. And then I'm going to keep my tow bar together here. So we'll bring it up, and I'm going to move it on over here. So what you always want to do is make sure that the orientation with your brackets here, this says up, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to remove my locking pins. Make sure that snaps down. There again, I keep my pins in. Pins in there, making sure again my orientation is up and on this side, so we're good here. I'll take another quick look, give it some jiggles. We're pretty good here. Now we're going to hook up our safety cables. Now I always cross my safety cables, so safety cables or safety chains, they should be crossed, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So that looks really good. Reason why you would cross them is if for some odd situation your receiver or your bar would become detached from your hitch on your motorhome, it's gonna somewhat cradle it, and try to mitigate it, this whole assembly diving into the concrete while you're driving down the road. So now that that's done, I'm going to hook up my wire connector for my brake lights in that. Now a pro tip here, what I will always do if I'm going 5 miles or 2,500 miles, I'm going to use a zip tie and zip tie around the cover of the 7-pin and kind of cinch it down, because there's a locking tab in there, and just for some odd reason there again, if it would become detached, that would not be a good thing. So I'm going to do it on the 7-pin on the RV side and on my 6-pin on the vehicle side. That just keeps that from locking, and you know, you never know. It's just safer. And then once you get at your site, then you can cut them with a pair of wire snips. So now what I'm going to do is hook up my breakaway tether, and you want to hook this to a good solid point. Now for demonstration purposes, I don't want to relocate the camera, but I have a cable hooked to the chassis frame of the motorhome, which is right down here. This is what I hooked this up to. And there again, this is if everything would become detached, it's still hooked up to the frame, and then it's gonna, you know, release the emergency brake, the tether here, and then apply the brakes onto the towed vehicle. So that's it for this setup. I'm going to pause it here for a minute, reposition the camera, and show you how easy it is to put this 2021 Ford Ranger into neutral tow mode. So let's hold on a second, we'll do that. Okay, happy campers. So we're back in the vehicle. We're going to put it in neutral tow mode. So what we're going to do, we're going to place our foot on the brake, turn on the ignition. So ignition on, but engine off. We're going to make sure that we're in 2 high, foot on the brake, go to neutral. Then we're going to go over to our settings here. We're going to go over to settings. Then we're going to go to vehicle. Oop, back up here. Go to neutral tow, go OK, and then foot on the brake, and then you can see and then it goes neutral tow enabled, leave transmission in neutral. And that's what we do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the ignition key. Now the ignition key is off, it's in neutral, right? You cannot remove the key, but the ignition key is off. So you do not have any power going to the cluster or anything like that. So you're in good shape at this point. So that's it. Now when you get out of the vehicle, it's also going to remind you that it's in neutral tow mode and to leave the transmission in neutral. So let's go out and show you what I do here just to finalize everything. And now this is my towed 2021 Ford Ranger, and that's my coach. So we have our system hooked up. It is now in neutral. The vehicle is not going to go anywhere safely. I'm going to make sure that these are pushed down, and then I'm just going to push back on the vehicle and at least lock one of those bars in. You can push back the vehicle and you can hear it lock in. And that's pretty much it. to get this vehicle into flat tow mode. Now what I'm going to do is just show you a quick setup on how I install my brake buddy. I'm going to put you on hold, reposition everything, and go from there. Okay, happy campers, so you can see here's my brake buddy digital classic supplemental braking system. Now there again I have, you can see my emergency breakaway right there, that's hooked up. And then also I am running my 12-volt power source right to the vehicle's battery itself. The reason why I do that is because you don't want to use the 12-volt power ports in here, because after 10 minutes the battery saver kicks in and you will lose power to that. I have the Hopkins Brake Buddy battery maintainer, so when my electrical connections are hooked up to the coach, to the vehicle, I am charging the battery to the vehicle, so it's not going to lose voltage. And this is on a separate 15 amp circuit, which needs to be for this Brake Buddy Digital Classic Supplemental Brake Controller. It has to be 15 amps. So, and that's what it is, using a 16 gauge wire. So, hooked in on the brake pedal. The locking tab is in position. There's about, you really can't see it, but about a 1/4 inch of space. I've gone through all the tests. It will depress the brake 5 times to relieve any of the vacuum out of the vacuum brake booster, and just to kind of reposition it. So that's about it for the Brake Buddy braking system. It is a good system, very reliable. I've had it for many years, and just I'm very pleased with it all around. Now, just one mention, it's in small print, at least for this model, in the operation manual. Make sure that you do not have a rubber floor mat, that either it's directly onto the carpet or a carpet floor mat. That just keeps it from really moving around, and keeps it more stable. So I'm just going to press it one time and show you. I'm going to do a test on it to kind of show you how it works. And it's building up air pressure, because this is a air operated system. We'll do it one more. You can see it does move around, but that's normal. And then you also want to make sure when this applies the brakes and release, you want to go back just to make sure that your brake lights are not on. So that's it for now. I appreciate you guys watching this video. And if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And hopefully we'll see you on the road. Until then, safe travels, happy camping, and remember, it's the journey and not only the destination. Take care. See you later.